The prodigal son of Spokane is back. And he's black. Yeah. Nah, I had to move from Spokane, trying to be a famous guy. It's hard to be a black famous person around here. Mostly because the most famous black person is a white chick named Rachel. Like, can't break that ceiling, man. I had to move. Did like Spokane though when I lived here. Lived here for like 12 years. It's a cool place, man. You guys got that big city sketchiness, but the small town vibe at the same time, which is awesome. Like the best example I have of that is one night my neighbor got arrested because he stabbed a guy at McDonald's, right? Yeah. Ran back to his house, the SWAT team had to get him out. I was late for work, it was a whole thing. When I got to work, my boss wasn't even mad at me. She was just like, hey Greg, crazy night last night. You're never gonna believe this. But my neighbor got stabbed at McDonald's. I was like, what? No shit. I don't think you can believe this. I think my neighbor stabbed your neighbor, yo. How horrible and wholesome is that at the same time? That's Spokane in a nutshell, yo. One of the things that surprised me most about Spokane when I moved out here was the mellow racism. I was pretty pleased with that. Because like North Idaho was right there, so I was like, but it's good, it's cool. I've been a lot of racist places, man. I don't know what to say, like if I had to describe it. A lot of places are like heavy metal music. It was like a mosh pit, just in your face, hardcore racism. Spokane is like the smooth jazz, background elevator music of racism. It's just like, it's there, but it's not there, I could think of a few things that happened to me here. Like one time I was walking by a couple, they were having a conversation, and as I got close, they were like, and then once I walked, they were like, so anyways, we should pick up Jenny. That wasn't that messed up. Another time I walked by this old lady and she kind of grabbed her purse a little bit. And I was offended at that one because I was holding my wife's hand at the time and my baby. So I was like, bitch, you think I'm just gonna throw my kid in the streets? Take my wife over to grab her Dooney and Brooke purse and run away? No, I'm wearing dress shoes. I got a bad back. Can't do that shit. Yeah. I remember living here for 4 years and I was like, it just hit me out of nowhere. I was like, man, you know what, Greg? Now that you think about it, you're like on a 3-year nigga-free streak right now. That's amazing. No one said that to me in a while. And then a week later, I was driving down in front of Riverfront Park and this guy cut me off on a moped. And I was like, hey, nice turn signal, asshole! He looked at me, he's like, nigger, and then he just took off. I was like, all right, that's cute. I'm gonna let that shit go. Live on the west side now, Seattle area. No, don't. It's too progressive over there, man. It's always some bullshit. I remember somebody told me a person of color once, and I was got in a fight with him. I was like, man, what the fuck did you just say? You just called me a colored person, bro? What year is this? He goes, no, man. I said person of color. It's 2019. That's the politically correct way to say that now. I was like, oh man, thank God you said that, because I almost punched you in the neck. I thought you were dumb and just switched the words around. Thanks for clearing that up for me, man. Yeah. Every time there's an incident with a black person, I get a message from a white girl. Hey Greg, you okay? You doing all right? Yeah, I've been black since 82, I got it. I don't need this emotional support white woman. Thank you though. So I was super shocked the first time I did experience racism in Seattle. Yeah, don't feel bad though, I was the racist one. Didn't make any sense either because I was being racist against myself. I was standing in line at Starbucks behind a white lady, like you do. And as I was standing there, I'm like, man, come on Greg, you should back up, man. You're a little close to this white lady. You're an aggressive looking black dude. You kind of look like Suge Knight wanted a mini-me, man. You're trying to fuck up her whole day? I was like, wait a second, man. What the hell did you just say to yourself, dude? Come on, bro. It's 2019, man. If she has a problem, that's on her. Besides, you're not even gonna hurt this white lady. Probably. Of course, I'm saying all this out loud, so now she is freaking out. Didn't know what to do, I just knocked over the creamer and left. I was like, ah. Not from Washington originally, from Detroit. Cool, couple whoops, I feel bad because I'm lying. I'm actually from Colorado. Small ass town called Penrose. I had 731 people. One grocery store, one gas station, one black dude. That's me. The cool thing was I didn't know I was black until I was like 4 years old. That's when my afro started growing in. And my mom was like, oh shit, good thing I named him Greg, huh? Yeah, you could have been a Mexican or a Thai guy. I had to cover my bases. That sounds messed up, like I'm calling my mom a hoe, you guys pull it back. Not saying my mom's a hoe, alright? She just worked in a bigger city, she had more options. Like no one goes to Baskin Robbins and gets vanilla, you know what I'm saying? Like you gonna try, she tried different flavors, here I am, you know? Yeah. Actually didn't know anything about my dad until like 3 years ago. My mom finally decided to tell me. She's like, you know what, Greg? I think you're old enough to hear about your father now. I'm like, oh, word, now that I'm like divorced with 2 kids and a mortgage, you think I can handle that? Emotionally, thanks, all right. I'll tell you what, come on kids, let's hear about Grandpa together, come on on. She's like, all right, it's a little embarrassing. It was a New Year's Eve party. I was a little high, and I hooked up with a stripper that I met and Red Lobster. Kids, go back to your room, huh? They wouldn't take a drive, like some punch in the ceiling. Are you serious? One for cocaine and cheddar biscuits, I want to be here right now, man. Something I gotta live with, I guess. Yeah. Like I said, small town, we had one school in the town. It's called Penrose Middle School. We had all the kids from kindergarten through 8th grade, and we just shipped the kids, the high schoolers, to a different town. And our mascot was the Beavers. So like right on the side of the school when you pulled up, it says, welcome to Penrose, home of the PMS Beavers. All those proud bleeding Beavers. Didn't help that we got our asses kicked in every sport that we played. Like I said earlier, I was the only black dude. I know this is Spokane, but you guys know this by looking at me like, yeah, you're not that great of a black dude, right? Like on shorts, 5'8" on a good day. Right? Bald, I don't have like a good afro anymore. I've been sunburned twice. This year, it's only June. Actually tore my ACL watching white people play basketball at Hoop Fest. It's a real story. A ball bounced at me, I went to get out of the way, my knee popped out, I was like, ah! It's like, oh, thank God he's not on our team, man, this guy sucks. Yeah, super small town. Like I said, I didn't experience racism because I grew up there, but I did. Like a lot. Like the first time I heard the N-word, I didn't know what it meant. I just had a feeling my grandma didn't like me that much. I was like, why does Christmas always suck over here, you know? I remember one time, I was walking out of the one convenience store we had, and this kid rolled up on his bike to me, he's like, go back to Africa, Greg, we're sick of you. And then he just looked at me and I was like, oh, okay, Bobby Faye, I'll try, man, but probably gonna be in English tomorrow, Doug. You're probably gonna see me too. We only have 19 people in our grade. Also, I don't know if you know this, man, Africa's pretty far away, man. That's an expensive trip. I don't know if my mom can afford that. She's a waitress at Red Lobster, so. He just looked disappointed and took off. Yeah, when I was 13, I did move to Detroit though. My mom met this guy that she met at Red Lobster and was like, we're gonna go move over here with him. You got a summer to prepare. And of course I was freaking out like, no mom, this is a bad idea, look at me. The whitest black guy in the world. My favorite band is Guns N' Roses. I'm never gonna respect that shit. But I didn't know what to do, man. I watched like Boys in the Hood. Took notes and shit. Watched Fresh Prince of Bel-Air like every episode. I was like, alright. That's what's up. You guys remember that movie Men in Black? Yeah. That movie came out like the summer I moved, so I like, remember that music video they had with the dance? Galaxy I learned that song for 2 months. I practiced that every day in my room, thinking that would be the shits. And it was not. Like I beat up every day. But I learned a lot about myself as a a black guy, I didn't know. I didn't have any around, right? Like number one, you're supposed to wear lotion. I didn't know that. I just thought people were itchy all the time. You know, I didn't know that, man. I was all dusty all the time. That's what they called me in school, Dusty. Because I wore Wranglers and shit. Terrible nickname. Black people are the worst roasters. Finally, this girl gave me some cocoa butter. She's like, try this, put this on after this shower. It's gonna change your life. I was nervous the first time I put it on, remember? And I was looking in the mirror like, oh shit, I don't itch right now? I'm darker than I thought I was? Fuck yeah. This is the shit. Didn't know how important shoes were to black people. I just thought you could wear, like, your Kmart shoes would be cool, just as long as you had a good personality. Nope. If you're not wearing $300 shoes, you better go kill yourself, because, yeah. That's why you see like black dudes walking across the street slowly, like you're trying to get across, like trying to go through, you're like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? I want to go. And he's just like, because he can't crease his shoes, yo. He can't go back to the hood with creased up shoes, like, oh, what did you get out of a car's way, pussy? They got insurance, man. Yeah. Yeah, the number one thing I learned about myself was that I was really attracted to dark-skinned black women. Didn't know that. Never saw them before. But as soon as I did, I was like, oh yeah, that's what's up. The braids, the earrings, But they didn't like me at all. So I'm like, hey, what's up, girl? I was like, oh, look at you, you old nerd, you old beige bastard, gross. Look at you. Look like you like Prince too much, you know what I mean? You eat Oreo cookies like every night. Of course I got offended by that, like, who the fuck doesn't like Prince and Oreo cookies? Are you serious? Little Red and the double stuff? I might do that tonight, man. Little Red going to bed? I don't know. Weird little thing about Oreo, sorry, I don't mean to get off on there's a personality test on the website. Let you know what kind of personality somebody has by the way they eat an Oreo cookie. Yeah, so check it out, man, next time. You see someone just eat an Oreo, just shove it in the hole, go on with their day. They're probably spontaneous, fun to hang around with. Might not be responsible though. Don't give that person a rent check. They might not pay that shit. Right? On the flip side, they're nibble it, a little more cautious, a little more reserved. They might be an accountant, but they might be a serial killer. Watch out. The craziest thing I learned was if someone dips it in milk, eats it, and then burns a cross in someone's yard, they're a racist. So, thanks, Oreo. Be on the lookout for that shit. I do have a weird relationship with Oreos, mostly because I'm a type 1 diabetic. That's usually what I get to. People either laugh or don't give a shit. It's yeah, type 1 diabetes, where you can't eat a Snickers, asshole. It's I can't eat a Snickers, all right? When I need to save my life, then I have to eat a Snickers so I don't die. So that's the only time I can eat a Snickers guilt-free. I know that got real dark, I'm sorry. It's just gonna get darker, so strap in. Yeah, it's pretty bad, people don't know it. There's a documentary about this, and they're talking to a doctor. And at the end, they're yeah, that sounds like a pretty bad disease, but if you had to choose between having type 1 diabetes and HIV, what would you choose? And the doctor, without missing a beat, he's HIV, are you serious? I can still have cheesecake. It's 2 pills. It's not. Now listen to what I said. You can die in the middle of the night if you didn't have a sandwich at the right time. You gotta do all this math. You always poking your fingers, dude. That's a nightmare, bro. Yeah. I think no one cares about diabetes because of Wilford Brimley, though. You guys know who that is? Younger people don't. He was the old mascot for diabetes. He was an old guy. He said diabetes. Had mutton chops. Always rode a horse for some reason. Couldn't even say the word right. We're supposed to respect that disease? No. Yeah, he died last year, but he should have died decades ago. Fuck Wilford Brimley. I'm glad he's dead. I think there needs to be a new face of diabetes, yo, and I think I should be that guy. But they always turn me down, every letter I wrote. They're yeah, no, your politics on type 2 diabetics are too extreme. You're too hateful. I'm fair enough. I'm not gonna talk shit about type 2 diabetics, so I'm just gonna say this. If there was a disaster, and they stopped making insulin, I would be dead in 3-4 weeks. Type 2 diabetics are just gonna get skinny and then not have diabetes anymore. So go fuck yourself, all right? We're not the same. All right, let's go on a lighter topic. Anybody divorced in here? Yeah, a lot of people. All right, Spokane, Dream City. Glad to be back. Love good relationships. I'm divorced. Been divorced for a while. And don't worry, this is gonna be one of those sets where I talk shit about my ex-wife, about how much I hate her. But I don't hate my ex-wife. Just want to clear that up right now. Don't hate her. I just don't think we went together. We're like a weird food combination.
Right.
It's like you're watching Chopped, and on the dessert round, they're like, all right, chefs, you have 20 minutes to do something with this vanilla ice cream and octopus. Get going. You're like, gross, man. How are they supposed to raise a family like that? Okay. But I feel like I'm like the vanilla ice cream. Like I'm pretty versatile. I go with a lot of good things. Pretty dope to have around in the summertime. And she's like an octopus, you know? She's like a horrible tentacle monster. Almost as smart as a person. Kind of dangerous if she gets a knife, you know what I mean? Nah, I'm just fucking around, guys. I do hate her. She ruined my entire life. Seriously, I just like hope she dies all the time. But, if she does die, like I'll have my kids 100% of the time. It's like, nah, fuck that. Because people with kids, you know, they're hard, right?
Yeah.
It's like every other day, Dad, we're hungry. Please, can we have some food? It's like, come on, man. How much I gotta pay your mom in child support, bro? Can't afford to feed you twice, man. You gotta suck it up, dude. No, it seems pretty mean. I was pretty mean to my kids, especially when they were younger. Before they could like Google check me and shit. Like when my youngest one started losing his teeth, he was super excited. Took a bite of that apple and it like fell out. He's like, oh my God, Dad, look, it finally happened. I can't wait to put it under the pillow and see the tooth fairy. Yeah! He went right to bed, all excited. Woke up the next day, surprise, he didn't get shit, right? Just came out with his tooth like, oh, Dad, think something wrong? Like, what happened? The tooth fairy didn't show up. I was like, hey man, I'm not gonna lie to you, okay? The tooth fairy only has your mom's address. It's just like Santa Claus, I'm sorry. But don't feel bad, man. Do you know who the tooth fairy is? You're crying? I was like, no. I was like, all right, I'll show you, man. Come with me. I took him to the living room, and I popped in this movie called The Grudge. Have you guys ever seen that? That scary Japanese chick. I was watching that with my 5-year-old, like, yo, dog, that's her, bro. I know, look at that kid that's meowing at people. He was awake when she showed up, and that's what happened to him. Is that what you want to do? Is that worth $1? I didn't think so. Yeah, you guys can judge me all you want, but that shit worked. I didn't hear shit since. I knew he was losing teeth. I could see he was smiling at me. There were bigger gaps, but I think he just had like panic attacks in the yard. Like, man, death isn't worth $1. You're right, Dad. Spending a lot of time with my kids lately, mostly because I've had to. You know what I mean, with the lockout. It's been a rough year. Because they're both going through puberty right now. So it's real shitty, yeah, you know, there's different people, like they stink all the time. They don't know how to bathe right yet. The room's always weirdly hot. Don't know what that's about. Always look like they want to fight me every time, like, man, they're sizing me up. I'm like, I'll still choke you in your sleep, bro, don't. Every morning when I go downstairs for work, there's like tissues everywhere, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, you know, man, guys, what's up with these tissues, man? I always got some dumb excuse, like, oh, sorry, Dad, you know, we got allergies and shit. I'm like, oh, we're only at night for the last year? Weird. That's crazy. Well, tell you what, man, next time you feel like you gotta sneeze, use a sock, it's cheaper. It's cool though, man. I'm glad I'm there for them. Like I said earlier, I didn't know my dad. So I'm here for my kids, get to give them advice that I wish I had. Especially when it comes to women, you know? It's a 14-year-old, that's important. First lesson I told them, like, hey guys, whatever you do, try not to be a creep. Because once you're on that creep list, you're on that shit for life, trust me. I know. I'll tell you about 4th grade, Sarah Dimboski. I love that girl, man. I followed her around the school every day, wait for her out the playground, I'd wait for her outside the bathroom, asked her out all the time. She always shot me down. And one day I just flipped out, kids. I was like, you know what, fuck you, Sarah. I'm gonna steal your cat, you're never gonna see him again. Yeah. You can guess how that went, it didn't go well. The principal got involved, so did grandma. Long story short, she still won't take my Facebook friend request. It's been 28 years. Come on, Sarah, how you been? Like, don't talk shit you can't back up to women. You know, like, don't be like a jerk catcalling people. Get you caught up. Remember I catcalled somebody when I was 17. Not proud of it. But I did, you know. Saw this girl, she was walking around, I was like, damn girl, you got a fat ass. Want to take a ride back down to my place, you know what I mean? Sit on my lap and talk about whatever pops up. Never forget what she said to me, man. Changed my life. She looked me dead in my eyes and was like, yeah, let's go. Where's your car at? And I was like, oh shit, I rode my bike here. I actually don't have a car. I live with my mom, actually. You know what? Never mind. I'm gonna walk away in shame. I'm gonna leave my bike. You can have it. So embarrassed, son. Yeah. Kids are getting older now, getting cocky. Like they argue a lot. Oh shit. Someone just steal a kid, bring them back. Probably one of my kids that got stolen. So I'm not there watching. You don't get bad. There we go. Yeah, like I said, they're getting older, cocky, argue a lot. Like the other day, they just hit me up like, hey Dad, we've been talking. We want to know right now, who's your favorite kid? Is it me or is it him? Like I just got done smoking a bowl, so I wasn't ready for that shit. I was like, oh fuck. All right, guys. I love you both the same. You know that, right? I want to let you know that. I love you both the same. You came from my balls. You got that going for you. But I do have a favorite kid. It might hurt, but here it goes. My favorite kid, hands down, has to be my ex-stepson Michael, actually. Sorry guys, he's just way cooler than both of you, you know what I mean? He's like 21. He's a collegiate wrestler. He's got my back in the fight. You guys are liabilities, man. You can't take a punch. You go drink at a bar. He moved in with me when he was 13 because he hated his mom too. We got so much in common. You guys still love your mom? Like, gross. Yeah, he did live with me since he was 13. It was wild. He moved in with me during the last year of DARE. You guys remember that program? Drug Abuse Resistance Education, right? With that lion-ass lion. Telling you to smoke weed at 13, you might be blowing guys for heroin by the time you're 33. You're like, come on, man. I smoked weed at 13. Right? So far, I've given like 2 hand jobs for heroin, maybe. I would say maybe because the second guy didn't finish, but I put the work in. It was 30 minutes. That's a dumb way, man. That's how my stepdad told me about crack. Real shit, just kicked in my door. He's like, Greg, have you heard about crack? It's like, yeah, it's in all the movies and news and shit. He's like, good. Don't smoke it, you might suck a dick for it. Then he just walk out. So now I'm sitting there like, what? It's that good. When I got all these thoughts in my mind, like how hard is it to blow someone? Is it that bad? It's like a hot dog you can't choke to death on? I can take my mind out of it. I know. I think about that shit too much. I started dating after I got divorced. Right when I got divorced, Tinder came out. Went on one Tinder date, and I gave it up. You know, we took it to Subway. It was February, it was $5 footlongs at the time. I was broke, I just got divorced, so I was like, you know what, let's split this 6-inch. We can make this economical, you know what I mean? $3, that's all I got. So what do you like to do for fun, you know? First thing I asked her. She looked me dead in my face, she's like, oh, actually, I like to catfish guys on Tinder. Then argue with them about feminism and other social justice issues. What about you, asshole? That sound like your type of woman? And I was like, hey, first off, I was raised by all women. I'm the only male in like 2 generations of my family. They showed me what it was to be a good person. They kept me alive. Nothing but respect for women. So as long as you can cook as good as any one of them, we'll be just fine. She did not like that joke. She flipped out. She's like, what? You misogynistic piece of shit. How about I cook you dinner when you build me a house? And that's when I flipped out, like, what? Does that sound like equal work to you? You can turn on the stove, follow instruction for a couple hours. I gotta like buy land, get permits, dig a hole, pour a basement, build a floor, learn about electricity, hire help at Home Depot, roof the shits, throw a housewarming party. I don't need to do all that shit. Kiss my ass. I know how to make fajitas. I don't need you. That's right. You can tell how that day went. Yeah, we had hate sex in the parking lot, and she bought the subway, man. It went way better than I expected. We dated for 2 years and shit. Didn't like being with her though. She was weird. She wanted me to call out her name during sex. I don't really have a problem with that. You know, whatever you're into, I'm trying to help you go there. But her name sucks. Her name was Wilma Ruth. Man, just old. She's just getting into it. Oh yeah, say my name. Oh yeah, give it to me. Wilma Ruth. No, this is over. We can't do this. Alright guys, got like 5 minutes left. So I do sell a shirt after the show. It says Proud Beaver on it. It did say PMS Beavers on it, but I got a cease and desist letter from my school. Because they sell that shit unironically. So I was like, you know what? Fair enough. I do have a girlfriend now. Met her here in Spokane. She's white, of course. I was the first black guy she was ever with, so she always, she asked me that question. It's kind of annoying that all black guys get. It's like, hey Greg, is it true they say about black guys? It's like, what, they get all done? No, look at me, I'm 5'8". Got bad knees. She's like, no, not that. I can tell you're not that great of a black guy. But are you guys packing at least? You still packing? So now I gotta be the one to break her heart and shit? Like, no, that's not true, alright? Not all black guys have big dicks, okay? It's a vicious rumor. It's actually just me and a couple other guys. So, calm down, enjoy the state of Applebee's. It's 2 for $20 right now. It's going good though, we live together. Before we signed that lease, I had to ask her that question that all guys want to know. It's like, hey babe, before we take this any further, how many guys have you had sex with? I know, wrong question, she told me. 4 guys. I was disgusted. I was like, 4 guys, are you serious? Yo, I've been with more dudes than that, you just tell me free game. Now we're cool, man, we're great. Like, we're like 50-50, like if she cooks, I'll clean, take each other out all the time. Real good partnership. One night we heard a noise downstairs and she got up to get the bag. I was like, what a fucking soldier. I just hope there's no one down there because they're gonna kick her ass. She is not strong. Alright, last thing I'm gonna get out of here. One night she went to go get my oldest son for dinner because she lives with us. And she opened the door without knocking. And of course he's just standing there. Dick in hand, all shocked. So she went downstairs like, oof, hot dogs was a weird choice for dinner, huh? Why, what happened? She's like, oh, you know, caught your son doing what boys do. We should go talk to him. I was like, all right. So I go upstairs, I see him. It's like, hey man, heard what happened. Everybody's talking about it downstairs. I just want you to know, man, you're gonna feel a lot of things when you masturbate, man. Embarrassment, guilt, shame, it's all gonna be there. You wanna hear about my worst masturbation story? Will that make you feel better, son? All right, it was Michigan, 2004. There was a huge blackout over the whole state, lasted 5 days. 3rd day I got antsy, right? No internet, can't watch any DVDs, it's too dark for a magazine. What am I gonna do? Like the universe heard me saying this, like my neighbor starts moaning upstairs. I'm like, alright, that's weird, but I can do this. So I concentrated, son, I got the job done. Woke up the next day to go to work. And who's sitting outside on the stairs? It's my neighbor, crying. Now at this point, I feel like I have a connection with him. So I'm like, hey, what's wrong? You know? She's like, oh, actually, it was my mom. Terrible night. Me and my boyfriend were out last night, and my mom was here by herself, and she tripped and broke her hip on the coffee table. Now, as she's saying this, like, EMTs are rolling this old lady down the stairs. I'm like, oh dear God, no. Did I just masturbate to this dying old woman? Twice? I did, son. I don't know if that helps you, but next time, lock the door, wash your hands, we're having hot dogs. All right, guys. That's been my time. Thank you very much.